But yeah, everybody, welcome to the Suffolk Seaboard Coastline Trail. This is apparently a 7-mile trail out here. I was doing some reading, and apparently there's some expansion plans in place for it, but I don't know much about it. Officer Thick and I were just riding around trying to get to a fishing hole one day, and we saw signage for this trail and decided to, or I at least decided to come on out here and give it a go. Today I am on my bike. It's actually my first time breaking the bike out, so I expect to have some fun today. See, now to me it looks like these little offshoots here looks like they're trying to develop this further, or keep it open for the future. Because I tell you what, we're in Suffolk, but this area borders Chesapeake, and Chesapeake is doing a lot of development down there, over at 3/4 of a mile. I don't know that we will go 7 miles, we'll see. But Chesapeake is doing a lot of development, and I can just foresee, you know, this quiet place becoming overran with urbanites. Seems like all the farmers are selling their lands, and there's a lot of townhomes. They're not even single family homes. Ooh, you are a snapping turtle. I'm not messing with him or her. But anyway, they're not even single family homes, which, you know, kind of lessens the population density, but it takes up more space. They're townhomes, so you can cram a lot of people in a small area. And thing is, a lot of farms have, you know, for sale signs up too. So this area, 2 to 3 years, won't look like how it currently is right now. I could definitely hear some turtles down there. I'm actually going to take my jacket off. I'm getting kind of hot now. My body doesn't know what it wants to do. Nice, got some tulip poplar trees, which are probably going to be too big. I mean, those are some humongous trees. People usually don't like them, and you know, they cut them down. Tulip poplars are very good native trees for pollinators, however, but man, are they massive. Some of the biggest trees out there. Deciduous trees, I should say. Oh, look at these big homes. This is all part of the development of certain parts of Suffolk. Now, I firmly believe there are areas that are going to continue being undeveloped in Suffolk. I'm not going off trail. But like I was saying, there will be some parts of Suffolk that will be undeveloped. But there are definitely areas, especially near College Drive or College Avenue. I forget which, what the street name is, but it's College something. Boy, that area is getting developed very quickly. You know, ODU, Old Dominion, has a campus there, satellite campus, and of course the college students are coming, and that brings the restaurants, and then that just brings all kind of things. Once there's a little college campus, and, you know, people are going to want to be around there. You know, it's right off the freeway, so you can get to about anywhere in Hampton Roads from there. So little developments like this are just happening. So anyway, Officer Thick and I, we were looking at homes yesterday, and, you know, just sort of to dream together. I'm ready to get into a home of my own. I definitely have the means to start the process of, you know, buying a home on my own. It's just that the houses that are within my budget, boy, they're in rough shape. I don't know what the hell people do to homes while they're living in it, but upkeep is certainly not one of them. Oh yeah, so okay, this helps me out a little. This looks like, you know, they keep these little paths going so that they can connect to future subdivisions. That makes a lot of sense to me. Not that they're going to expand the trail laterally, but that they're going to expand these trails into these homes. So that makes more sense to me. But as far as expanding the trail, well, I want to say this goes east-west. No clue what Suffolk's plans are. But then I can imagine, because you know these cities have issues, they don't work well together. I'm pretty sure like Chesapeake is going to go, well, it's called the Suffolk, you know, Seaboard Coastline Trail. What stake do we have in it? And then it'll become like the Suffolk Chesapeake. You know, these cities, this is a hot mess. Them being independent causes just a lot of unnecessary, you know, goals around here. You know, it works better on the peninsula. You know, Hampton and Newport News, and you know, they try to come together for things. They do it more so than down here. But oh yes, Virginia Beach just does its own thing regardless of what the other area is doing. It seems like them in Norfolk fight it out all the time. So, you know, Virginia Beach was talking about building an arena, and then here comes Norfolk, well, we're building an arena too. So, you know, you guys border right next to each other. Let's work it out. See all kind of folks on this trail. Mind you, there were only 3 cars in the parking lot at the start of the trail, and definitely the amount of folks that are here does not meet the 3-car minimum. Okay, so let's see, we got some land for sale. I'm definitely looking for land. However, I don't want to go, I don't want to be in a position to start knocking down trees and whatnot. That's it's kind of scary if you ask me. Well, I like living in ruralness. Wooded areas is not my cup of tea. I definitely am not with it in regards to living in the woods. That's how scary movies start off. Okay, so it's a parking lot here. More cars. And a nice wetland, or not wetland, pollinator garden demonstration. Oh, well, I'll be damned. Okay, well, never mind. It is not 7 miles. 2 is actually probably 3.5 miles. And you go back another 3.5 miles, and that makes your 7 miles. But so we're gonna just go off to the side here and rest our booty. Okay, let's be on our way and see if we can find anything interesting. A bunch of mimosa trees, which is an invasive tree. We got mulberry. It's all kind of good things to eat out in these woods if you know what you're looking for. I saw sassafras, blackberry, mulberry, elderberry. It's all kind of good things out here. So if you know what you're looking for, there's some good eating. I mean, technically you could eat bamboo too. I'm not sure if this is the bamboo you want to eat. You have to do some research. I believe this to be the native bamboo to the area. I did not know there were native bamboos in North America. I thought they were just all invasive, and you know, all of them were from South America or Asia. But I did not know there was a native bamboo to the eastern United States. But I don't know that, like I said, I don't know that you want to eat that. Definitely don't plant it, because it takes over just like any other kind of bamboo. It's just that you aren't going to get that height. I believe the researcher that was doing that webinar said that, you know, there are some bamboos that can get to 80 feet, 100 feet in the air. And so I just don't think this one will be as high, but it definitely will spread and take over. But yeah, this ditch is going to be full of mosquito larvae. Well, it is full of mosquito larvae, and they'll be out here soon. So I would suspect this place during the summer, you want to come out here with bug spray. So I'll remember that if I ever come back here. And I probably won't come here during the summer. Actually, it might be very well shaded in the summer. All of these trees, it might be very well shaded, but at the same time, there's some trees struggling to fill in over here as well. Oh. Maybe we stick our little booty out and ride on our thighs. Maybe that'll work. Nope, it does not. So what I want to do is I'm going to get off my bike and walk it, and stretch out my booty cheeks until we get up to the edge there, or up to the street. Ooh, that feels good. Oh, we got some mistletoe up in, I don't know, you can see this plant on this little sycamore that's right, there's two sycamores here. There's some mistletoe right there. It's pretty cool. I just find mistletoe to be an amazing plant. Parasitic plants and predator plants, you know, I just find them very fascinating. And I actually want to grow, I shouldn't call it predatory plants, carnivorous plants. I actually want to learn how to grow carnivorous plants and succulents. I definitely want to learn how to grow those. I just find them very fascinating. But they're, man, carnivorous plants, I have killed every single one that I've ever had in my life. So, and, you know, I have a degree in horticulture, so that just because you have degrees doesn't mean you know everything. So I need to read a book and figure out what I'm doing. And there's all kind of mullein growing here, all kind of greenbrier, Virginia creeper. Virginia creeper is noticeable anywhere. That's cinquefoil leaf, that 5-leaf pattern. More dog fennel. All kind of things, all kind of plants that you can use your app on. I'm always curious about plants. All right, we're back and we are riding again. Please clean up after your dog. Failure, because I've already seen dog poop on the side of the trail here. So always be mindful of where you're stepping. Man, I am coming up on 4 years of living in Hampton Roads. And I didn't really think I would be down here that long, because, you know, I have wanderlust. And ever since I started, you know, when I went to school in West Virginia, I went back to school for my master's degree in West Virginia. And, you know, just the ability, you know, you were hop skipping away from Pennsylvania. I was a hop skipping away and, you know, going to Ohio, you know, going to Maryland, going to DC, you know, Virginia, if you drive down far south enough. And man, just being able to hop state to state and see different, you know, how people are living differently, what kind of activities there are in different states. And I thought, man, I'm just going to work jobs and, you know, go on over to the next state. And it didn't turn out to be that way. I really missed a golden opportunity to start my hiking life when I was living in West Virginia. I have regrets there, regrets in Michigan. And you know, I brought this up on a previous video about how I regret not exploring those states when I lived there. I missed a grand opportunity. But you know, I want to get an ID on this plant here. I think it's in the pea family, but we'll see. Dicots. What is this leaf? That is not the, oh, it's a rose. Looks like a rose. Okay, I'm convinced that's a rose now, which is weird. It's like very weird that a rose would be out here. It just keeps coming up dicots. Dicots is a very large order. I firmly believe this is some kind of rose, but it's interesting. It might be some kind of climbing rose because it's up in the tree here, but it's definitely in the rose family. It looks like a rose. I'm not going to stick my nose in there to see if it smells like a rose, but it's just weird. It's just oddly placed. You don't typically see roses on the trail side, or you know, on the trail side here. Okay, we're at mile 2. We gotta, or at least on the other side, so this would be mile, what, 6 if it's a 7-mile trail. So we got another mile to go and we'll be at the car. You know, speaking on the camera, or speaking to the camera I should say, it feels kind of weird, yeah. Ooh, somebody has an unused greenhouse frame. Okay, I gotta keep that in mind. But anyway, it still feels weird, but I'm getting more comfortable with it, and actually it's an actual outlet for me, especially during this pandemic. You know, my outlet would be talking to my coworkers on a daily basis, or talking to my mom. But you know, that social interaction is missing from my life. And even though I don't like being around folks a whole lot, I do get in what I need, and then I retreat into my house when I'm on overload. But you know, I'm kind of missing it, you know, going to the YMCA for my water aerobics class, and you know, going to sewing class, and doing kayaking sessions with Parks and Recs. You know, just those little outlets that I needed to get through in life. I'm really starting to miss them. But we are almost to my car. Thank you for joining me on my 7-mile bike ride, and I will catch up with you on the next adventure. I hope you are still taking care of yourselves. I'll talk to you later. Peace.